Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a vlog. This is my first vlog and I'm going to the fabric store to get some supplies because I am going back to school and thus I will not have access to everything I have at home. So there's a few things that I think are very important that I need. So I decided to bring y'all along, show you a little bit of the fabric store and explain just like the stuff that I'm bringing and why I think it's important. So I hope you enjoy. I wanted to do a little fit check for today's vlog. I'm just wearing a black t-shirt with these black pants that were my mom's and a belt because the pants are a little too big. I always wear my Apple Watch. I don't have on shoes right now. I'm just wearing black boots, so all black. And then I have the Chanel earrings that I just made, the double C's with the silver because I feel like it's a good standout, and the belt loop is silver. Okay, so I'm in the car with my mom. There's the GPS, and we're going to this fabric store that also I think has like other sewing supplies because I'm going back to school soon, and there's a decent amount of stuff that I will need if I want to be sewing on my own there. So I'm gonna take y'all with me, and then I'm also gonna show you what I get so that if you want to start sewing or just want to see what supplies that I have, that can be helpful for you too. So there's a lot of thread. They have these that I'm definitely gonna get, and I'll probably get some other colors just as a staple. Yeah. Okay, now we're going through the elastic aisle. I think I have enough elastics already, but if you are just starting out, I would definitely recommend getting some elastic. So here we are. There's a lot of fabric, but that's not what we're here for today. So yeah. Okay, I forgot I was filming, and now I'm gonna look at fabric. I said I wasn't going to, but I am. But yeah, so I'm gonna show that and see anything else that I think might be important. Oh, also getting needles and thread and buttons, if those are things you're gonna need. Okay, I saw a sequin fabric, but it was $24 a yard, I think. So I'm gonna go and see if I can find anything similar that's a little bit less, because I had an idea for something I could maybe do with it. Those are always the famous last words. I had an idea, and then you end up with a hoard of fabric, but it's okay. So now we're in the remnant section, and I will say sometimes looking in these sections, they don't really have that much, but it can be helpful to find something that might be a little bit less than buying straight from the spool. So I got some stuff from the fabric store, but it didn't have everything that I needed, so now we're gonna just go to Walmart and get the rest. I'm trying to see if I could find anything a little bit cheaper. What are you doing? Are you still? Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all what I got. Sorry the lighting's a little weird, it's kind of dark. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm about to go back to school for my final semester of college, and this is the first time I'm bringing a sewing machine. And so there's some things that you definitely need to sew that I wanted to make sure I had. So the things that I bought at the store, and I'll also probably show some other things that I already had that I'm gonna use, but I got thread. So first for black and white, I got these big ones, and I've seen on TikTok a way that people make these are able to use big spools with smaller sewing machines, because usually they're used on sergers and they have something to hold them up, and so they don't usually hold up on the stand of smaller sewing machines. So people usually just use a bottom heavy cup and put it in there and thread it as usual, and I figured because white and black are usually staples, that I would just get the big spools. And also the place I went to, they were pretty cheap, and I probably should have gotten all of my other thread from there, but it's still fine. So then the other thread I got just for starting off is, this is kind of a beige, here's another black, a red, and then these were from that same fabric store, and then these were from Walmart, and it's kind of just like another beige, brown, and gray. So just for starting off, because I don't like fully know exactly what I'm gonna make, and also if there is a specific color I need, I can just go and get that from the store or order it online before. Okay, I think this lighting's a little better. So then I got a measuring tape just so I can take my measurements and stuff before I sew, because I do have some ideas for things I want to do. So that's very important. The thing that we all hate, but you love and you always need, is a seam ripper. I hate this thing, but it's very useful. I already have one, but I just wanted to get a second one because yeah, you are going to make mistakes and need to take out a seam, so it's very helpful to just have that. I also got tailor's chalk. You might remember from one of my videos, I used a highlighter to mark. You should not do that, and actually, if you look closely, there is highlighter mark. So I figured I would just bite the bullet and get something that can erase or won't show up or will wash out, because that gives you a very professional look. I also got some zippers. This isn't a necessity, but if you are gonna sew pants or shorts or like a bag or something, you're definitely gonna need a zipper. I mean, you can do elastics, but depending on like what type you want to do. So I figured I'd just get myself some while I was there, because they're a good price. This is a very important piece, this next thing that I got, which is fabric scissors. These are specifically for well, it says fabric and mixed media, but I will only be using these on fabric. If you are sewing, I highly recommend that you get a pair of scissors that you use only for fabric. Don't mix. I definitely would have gotten yelled at a kid. I think we have these exact same, my mom does, and I would have gotten yelled at if I use them on paper, and she will still yell at someone if they use them on paper. I mean, I would too, but only use these on fabric. This is Fiskars. I only mention that because my mom told me that she really likes all of their stuff, so apparently they are a good brand if you do want to go out and get a pair. Okay, so some other things. I have pens. These are a necessity. They're just standard. There's 30 in this pack. They're straight pens, and they're also pretty long. So I got 2 packs of those because you always need your pens when you're sewing. And then, along with a pen, I got a pin cushion. So I got the stereotypical tomato pin cushion. I thought about getting a magnetic one, which is very helpful for if you like drop pins and stuff, but I don't know, this just feels very like sewing to me, so that's why I got this one. Okay, then the next item I got are some needles. They're for home and travel, and these ones came with thread already, which like I don't think will be very important, but it's always nice to have some needles on hand if you want to hand sew something or if you want to embroider something. So definitely would recommend. And then along with the needle, I got needle threaders. I don't often use these, but I saw someone on TikTok. Also, I mention TikTok a lot. I'm on it all the time. Go follow my TikTok here. But I saw someone do a tutorial on how to actually use them, and they seem very helpful. And we all know the frustration of not being able to get thread through. So if you want to get them, I think they could be helpful. I think you can get by, but it might ease some headache. So the last things I got were not necessary, and I said I didn't need because I have more than enough fabric. But I got some fabric. But I got remnants because they are usually marked down, and I think it's like usually when there's not really enough to like put on a spool to sell anymore, that you can find remnants. And so I think that is sometimes a good option to like find places that sell them, especially if you like don't want to commit to like paying a lot for certain things. So I'm going to show y'all that. So I got this red silk. It's 1.5 yards. I just thought it was really pretty, and I have an idea for something that I'm going to do with this. And then I got this. I don't really know what it is, but it's 3/4 of a yard. I don't know. There's always a ton of ideas in my head. So hopefully I do plan to do something with this too. And then the last one I got is this, and it's 2 yards. And I will say with this one, it reminds me of No Church in the Wild, that song by Jay-Z and Kanye. I think Kanye's in it. And so obviously I don't fully know what I'm gonna do with this one yet, but I would kind of like to do something inspired by that song or that music video, so stay tuned. Okay, so some of the last major things that I think are important that I'm also bringing with me. Number one is gonna be wrapping paper. So I use wrapping paper to make my patterns from making a pattern. You can also use newspaper, you can tape paper together, you can buy paper, I think specific for fabrics. But just having, like, just knowing that I have something. I also like wrapping paper because you can find it for very cheap at places like the dollar store or Walmart or anywhere, so I think that's a really good one. And then the last two things that are important that I am getting better at doing are an ironing board and an iron. As you can tell, these are both very small because I think it'll work very well in my dorm, not having to transport a full iron and a full-size ironing board. But it's very important to press out your seams and sometimes just like press your fabric before you sew. I'm trying to get better at doing that. Yeah, I've been a very lazy sewer for a long time and I made a lot of mistakes. And so one thing I told myself with starting this channel is that I want to make an effort to just do better and to learn more. And I'm taking y'all on that journey. So one thing I would recommend is an iron. I also like that this is a baby iron for two reasons. One, being able to actually like transport it pretty easily and it will fit literally anywhere. And then also, just like, I feel like it's gonna be good to get into like small places sometimes that like it might be harder to do with a bigger iron. So those are two other things. I think those are most of the things that I'm bringing with me. I also have a sketchbook and my loop turners. I think those are the last two main things. Obviously the sewing machine, but y'all knew that. But having a place for the sketchbook, having a place just to like write all of your ideas and sketch it out and like write measurements that are needed and just like little notes. And also I like to write notes for like if I were to make things again. So that's why I'm bringing that. And then the loop turners, which I've shown in the Jacquemus shirt video. It makes it easier for me to turn loops. It's not needed, but I've definitely been frustrated before trying to just use a straw. So that's why I'm bringing those. But I'm pretty sure that those are all of the items I'm bringing. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I am still in the position as the last few clips, but I just figured I'd do the outro now. I really hope you enjoyed it. These are just some of the things that I think are important for getting started with sewing. So let me know down below anything that I left out that you think is important, or if there's anything that you would like to learn more about. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, and I will see you next week.